Hi, this is Mrs. Ziegler, and I'm going to go through your Mixed Gas Laws Google Slides Interactive. So you'll click on this link, and it will ask you to make a copy. You click on that, and then it will make the copy of your Google Slides. So remember, up here, you need to make sure that you immediately change this and add your name. Again, if you don't, I'm taking points off because you're just not following directions. So on slide 2, it explains what you're doing. So it tells you that you are going to read the problem, find the variables, and then solve. Most of the problems only have one variable that is held constant, which is the different laws that you'll do. So now it says here that 2 of the problems are where all 3 variables are changing. Okay, and I will explain that in a moment. So it tells you that you're going to fill out the white boxes with the information. So that's where you're typing in information, and then you're going to move the hold constant boxes to the variables that are not mentioned, meaning that they cancel out. Essentially, we're not putting them in the formula. Okay, so slide 3 has all the gas laws. So we know Boyle's, we know Charles, and we know Gay-Lussac's. So now I'm just doing a quick introduction for the one in which has all 3 laws, which is called the combined gas law. So all the formulas stem from this. Okay, so technically you can have a problem in which has 3 variables where there is no constant, but we're not worried so much about those types of problems. Now, when you go in the slides, you'll see that 6 and 9 are different colors in terms of the color of the number. What that means is this is a challenge problem. You do not have to do this problem, but if you do, I will give you extra points. So now I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the first one. So now what you're doing is after you read this, you have to figure out what is constant, and then you're going to take the white and you're going to cover them to show that that's not part of the equation. So it says here that um, you have 475 milliliter sample of neon. It has a pressure of 75 kPa to 150 kPa. What is its new volume? Okay, so I've got milliliters. I've got 2 different pressures. So therefore, there is no temperature that's involved here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this square and I'm going to cover the things that are held constant, meaning they are not part of the equation. Here, from doing this, you can see that the 2 variables that are related to each other are these 2. So what you're going to do is identify the gas law. So the gas law, looking at your notes, should tell you that PV is Boyle's, and then the identify the constant again is temperature, because that's the one thing that's not mentioned. And then you're going to put the white in the different places so that you could type in your information. So here I've got, whoops, this is pressure, so it's 75 kPa. And then over here, this is pressure 2, which is 150 kPa. And then I have a volume right here, which is 475 milliliters. And so therefore, this answer, which you can either just place it, but mathematically remember that you are going to multiply the numbers that are next to each other and then divide by the number that you are by the variable. So I'm actually going to leave this over here just so you can see that we're solving for V2. And when you do the math, again, it'll be 75 times 475 divided by 110. I'm sorry, 150. And again, the units are the units that were not canceled out, which are not the same. So therefore, this will be ml, liters. Okay, and actually, if you wanted to, you could just round to a whole number. But that is how you would calculate. So here is where you would put your answer, 238 ml. Whoops, ml. And you could either leave it over here, you could put it over here, but I like to have it off so that you show me that you do know that you're solving for the V2 and that this is your answer. So you will go through all problems. Again, I just did problem number 1. Again, you do not have to do 6 or 9 unless you want some extra credit points. Again, in order to submit this, you will click on the share button. It will pop up a dialog box. When the dialog box finishes loading, which why it's having problems now, you click the restricted button, and then it says anyone with the link. You copy this, then you go back to Schoology, you click submit, and then you paste the link in order to submit the slides. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out.